synonymous with the 2004 NFL Draft are gearing up to go against each other. It's Ben Roethlisberger going up against Eli Manning. So with that, let's get up to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. On the call, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Here's the former 7th-round pick, Rashad Jennings. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Here we go now with a look at the offensive starters for the New York Football Giants.
And Rashad Jennings, a running back, 7th-round pick when he came out. People tended to overlook him a little bit. But the last half of 2015, when he got the ball full-time, he showed his wares. Over 800 yards, he definitely has a 1,000-yard season in his future.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Jennings. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball. He broke the tackle and gained the yardage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time. Even the best in the game will miss one occasionally. The key is not to let it snowball and miss tackle after tackle. On that play, credit to the offense, but that doesn't make the defense bad.
And a look at the Steelers' defensive unit.
Ryan Shazier ran so fast at his combine that many people thought someone actually ran for him. He's a linebacker who ran sub 4.4, and he uses that speed to make plays all over the field.
Now Manning throwing on second down. And this one hauled in by Will Tye. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
They run with a 5th-round man, Paul Perkins. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first-down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Manning to throw on second down. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. Beckham, he finished 3rd in the NFL with over 1,300 yards receiving this year. And going into the playoffs, how key is he if they're going to make a run?
To me, he's their #1 key because they count on him for those big explosive plays that either get them out of trouble or create great opportunities. Because the running game just has not been there for the Giants all year long. And despite double and sometimes triple teaming, Odell Beckham Jr. does provide that dash downfield that Eli Manning counts on. And that's been a pretty darn good drive to start things off here in this game. Move the ball downfield well, and after that run, they're set up at 1st and goal.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Ball spotted at the 4. It's 2nd and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with the football here as we begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. This opening drive has taken them to the 2, but now they come up on a 3rd and goal. They'll let the shorter back Perkins run it. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Brandon, I know what I would do in this situation. You're on the road. It's the opening drive. You've gotten all the way down here. I would go for it.
Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And Gould is able to put it through. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And this first play will get them back to the 25, but that's going to be it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there. And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, here to Coates. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. So 1:56 to play in this first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. They'll go back to the ground with Bell. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. Here's Roethlisberger. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And now they're in the hurry up.
Well, that's the Kickstarter right there. Eli Manning finding his guy, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, it's a deadly combination, isn't it?
It really is, but what really makes it work is just how unflappable Eli is with his demeanor, able to maintain his calm and his poise, because we know OBJ, he can run pretty hot and get excited out there.
Sometimes just one-handed grabs for him.
It doesn't matter what it is. Just throw it up there. He'll go get it. 2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on 2nd down. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Manning to throw on 2nd down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. A very solid gain of 27.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Manning now on 1st down. That's caught at the 2. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Victor Cruz in the final seconds of the first half. And the Giants add on to their lead. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Here's Roethlisberger. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know. I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not. We'll find out. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target. It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him. They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the longtime Bengal, Leon Hall. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and their head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
To throw is Manning. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. He gets this one to Dwayne Harris. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Shift together here from the D-line. Manning now on 1st down. Cruz has it over the middle. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Snap comes at 1. Manning. It's hauled in by Shepard. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. So completion on 2nd down, that brings up 3rd. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Manning to throw on 3rd and 1. He finds Beckham complete. Odell Beckham Jr. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham, 50 yards. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now it's Roethlisberger. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked